If you are a course creator and you're still creating courses or building courses from scratch, then this video is definitely for you. In this video, I will show you how to use AI to generate a complete workplace health and safety course blueprint, fully structured, Moodle ready, and you'll be able to build the course outline in minutes. So by the end of this video, you will have a course structure you can reuse, duplicate, and package professionally. Here's what we're building today. A full Workplace Health and Safety Moodle course blueprint, 8 modules with clear objectives, suggested Moodle resources, activities and quizzes, a final assessment plan and completion strategy. And then I'll jump into Moodle and show you how to build the structure quickly using the AI output as your blueprint. Before we prompt the AI to generate our course blueprint, and before we jump into Moodle, let me show you the fastest system I use for packaging Moodle courses. I call this the Course Creator Blueprint. Here's the formula. A course overview, 6 to 8 modules, and each module includes the same pattern. 1 objective, 1 content resource like a page or a book, 1 learning activity like H5P, forum or assignment, 1 quick quiz, and 1 completion target. This works because Moodle courses become predictable, consistent, and easy to scale. And once you have this blueprint, building inside Moodle becomes a pure implementation, no guessing. Now let's generate the full course blueprint using the one prompt. Head on over to chatgpt.com. If you don't have an account yet, just sign in with your Google account or email address. Then in your chat box here, so here's the prompt that I will be using. So you are an expert instructional designer, and it goes on to the requirements, goes on to each module title, the output format, and so forth. Now this prompt forces the AI to give me a complete course structure, including objectives, activities, and quick assessment ideas. Now let's generate this. Now let's look at our prompt and then see what the AI provided. So we've specified the requirements here. It should be 1 to 2 hours and then 8 modules. So let's look at this. It's 1 module, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 modules. And then we've specified what should be included in each module: SMART objective, Moodle resource, Moodle activities, a knowledge check, and then the course assessment plan. So there's the SMART objective, suggested Moodle resources, Moodle activities, the knowledge check, and then at the end it should provide us with the assessment plan. So this is a perfect blueprint for our health and safety course. So let me explain the big win here. Most people write course content first and then they try to force it into Moodle later. But as a course creator, you want the opposite. The structure first, build the shell in Moodle, and then produce the content into that particular shell. That's how you package courses professionally and avoid chaos. Now let's build the structure in Moodle. Now let's head on over to Moodle, and we'll be creating a course here in Moodle. So I'll do it in the course template. So I'll just create a new course. I'll paste the name in the course full name area here, Workplace Health and Safety Essential Training. For the short name, I'll use the same short name, but you can use the abbreviations for the short name as well. Okay. I'll leave the course on hidden because I'm still working on the course. I won't set a course start date or a course end date, but you can include that. And I won't add a course ID number. I can provide a course summary because the course summary will actually tell the students what this course is all about. Now, if we head back to our prompt, it provided us with a course overview. So this we can copy and paste in our course summary. So I'll paste it in there. If we scroll down, we can add a course image, but we leave this for now. Then in the course format, I'll use the custom sections format. In your case, if you have older versions of Moodle, you will probably see the topics format here. So choose the topics format, and then under appearance, just make sure that this is on Boost Union or just the normal Boost theme. Okay, so I'm on Boost theme, and then important, make sure that completion tracking, both these boxes are on yes. I'll click on Save and Display, and it will display your course as you've set it up. Now remember, in the older versions of Moodle, you can also select the different sections, the number of sections. So remember, in our prompt, we've stated that it should include 8 modules. So you will have 8 sections here. If you don't have 8 sections, I'll show you now how to add more sections. Now, I'm simply going to copy the module titles from the AI blueprint and pasting them into Moodle. I'm going to split the screens now because I don't want you to get seasick, so I'll just split the screens now. So here's my AI prompts that I'll be using, and here's our course blueprint, and this is our Moodle site. So you'll see new section, and here's our module 1, and there's our title. Okay, so if you want to make changes to Moodle, you need to turn editing on. So that way you'll see the pencil icons and you can modify the sections. So I'll copy the first section name and I'll paste it in here. I'll press enter on my keyboard, and this new module name will reflect as the new section 1. Now, I'm not going to add the names for the other sections. Okay, what I'll do is I'll remove this. So on the ellipsis, you click on it, you click on delete. That will delete that section. So I'll delete all these sections. So I'll end up with only one section. As you can see here, ChatGPT provided us with a structure. So we have our learning objectives, we have our Moodle resources, we have our activities, and then we have a knowledge check. So it's kind of like a template as the one you see on the screen. First, it's the page, and then it's the video. So we'll start with the learning objectives. So click on the plus icon, or if you have an older version of Moodle, you'll probably see add a resource, add an activity or resource, like this one here. I'll click on that, and then you'll see it's broken down into assessments, collaboration, communication, resources, and interactive content. Or you can just leave it on all. If you scroll down, you'll see that there's a text and media area. Click on that, and then click on add. So this will become our smart learning objectives, where we showcase the smart learning objectives. Okay, so I'll just copy this from the first module, and I'll paste it in my text area. So I'll paste it in there, and I'll just copy the heading there, and I'll paste it there. I'll make sure that the completion conditions is set to none, because we don't want completion tracking to track this activity. I'll click on save and return to course, and there's my objective for this module. Then the second activity should be a page, so I'll add a page. So I'll click on resources again. I'll add a page, and if you scroll down, you'll see under P, there's my page. I'll then click on add, and this will become my it's kind of an information. So I'll just paste it there, and I'll also paste it in the content. I'll make sure that completion conditions is on. So if it's on none on your side, just click add requirements, and then they should view this activity, and I'll click on save and return to course. So there's my objective, there's my page activity, and then I need to add a video. So for that, I'll click on the plus, I'll click on activity and resources, then I'll make sure that I have interactive content, H5P, I'll click on that, I'll click on add, and then I'll scroll down and make sure that I select Cornell Notes. So I'll click on that, I'll make sure I give it a title, so that will be my short overview. I can even copy this. And I'll make sure I select video and then paste the title in there as well. Then you'll see there the video source. I'll make sure that I paste my video source in here from YouTube, and you can go to your YouTube channel. So if you go to your YouTube channel, so remember this is only a placeholder, okay? So I'll just grab my video there. So I'll use this video just as a placeholder. So I'll open the video, I'll then click on share and then click on copy. I'll go back to my Moodle site and I'll paste that link in there. I'll click on insert. Remember, this is just a placeholder. I'll scroll down and I'll click on save and display or save and return to course, but I'll make sure that they add a requirement. They should view the activity. Okay, save. So now I have my page. Let's just, in front of this, I'll just call this my page, just to make sure that you understand the flow. So I have my page, I have my video in relation to what we have here. Now for our third activity is a quiz, an introductory quiz. So I'll copy that. So that's my quiz. It's just a short knowledge check. I'll click on the plus, I'll click on activity or resource, and then I'll find the quiz activity. So there's the quiz activity. I'll click on add, I'll paste the name in there, and then I can provide a description. I can set the timing. So let's say I want this quiz to open on the 26th of November. I'll select the 26th and specify the date. Okay. I can have a close the quiz when I want the quiz to close, and then I can set a time limit by clicking enable and then specifying how long this quiz will run. So the amount of time the student has to complete this quiz. Then when a time expires, so when this, let's say I've set it to 30 minutes. After the 30 minutes, what should happen? Open attempts are submitted automatically. There's a grace period, so you can set the grace period, or attempts must be submitted before time expires. Okay? So I'll leave it on open attempts are submitted automatically. And then for the grade, I can specify, do I want to give them unlimited attempts or only one attempt? If I choose unlimited attempts, I can specify what attempt will be used for their grading. So if it's the average, the first attempt, the last attempt, and so forth. I'll leave it on 1. And then I can choose the layout, the question behavior, the review options, the appearance, exam browser, extra restrictions on attempts. But for now, I'll just change the conditions here. So if yours is on none, make sure that you add requirements, and then make sure that they view the activity, they receive a grade, any grade. I'll click on save and return to course. Remember, there's no questions yet in this. Okay, so that's that. And I've specified opens on Monday. Okay, let's leave it on that. We can change it later on. But let's just change that. I don't want a restriction there on the timing. Let's just uncheck that and uncheck that. Save and return. Okay, so there you'll see it removed. So now we have our quiz. So we have our quiz there. Now we can add a forum activity. I'll copy that. I'll add a resource. And now I'll add the forum activity. So the forum activity is there. So I'll just click add. And then I'll paste it in there. Remember, we're still busy building the shells of these activities. Availability, I'll leave it on its default. Under attachment, what do you want them, the maximum number of attachments? I'll usually leave this on. I don't want them to add attachments to forum activities, so I'll leave it on 0. And then the subscription tracking. Do I want to force them to subscribe to this particular forum, or is it auto subscription or subscription disabled? I'll leave it on optional for now. And then read tracking, it can be off or optional. Then discussion locking, you can lock a discussion, you can have a post threshold for blocking. the whole forum grading, what should it be? Should it be a score or point? If you want to allow them, okay, you need to participate in a forum and you get extra points, you can set this to points. And then under completion conditions, you set it to add a requirement. They need to view the forum activity. They need to start a discussion. They need to start discussions or post replies, start a discussion, post replies, receive a grade. So if you don't want this, you can just uncheck that and you can click on save and return to course. Okay, so we're back in our course. So now we have our 4 activities here as specified here. So we have our page, our video, our quiz, our forum, and now for our final knowledge check, we can just copy and paste this one. So I'll click on the ellipsis, I'll click on duplicate, and there it is. I can just drag it to the bottom. So you'll see the horizontal line, release your mouse, and there's my final knowledge check. I'll just copy this title here and I'll click on the pencil icon and paste it in there. Press enter on my keyboard and that's that. So now I have my activities for module 1 ready. Remember, it's only activity shells. We'll build this in the next video. Now, if you want to go beyond speed and you want a complete professional system for packaging Moodle courses with structure, learner flow, and reusable templates, that's exactly what my Orchestrate Framework course teaches you. I'll link it below. So I have this here. All I need to do now is, I don't have to recreate these activities if I'm going to use it in subsequent modules. What I'll do is, I'll click on the ellipsis here, and here you'll see there's duplicate. I'll duplicate that. Here you'll see I have module 1, and then I have another module 1, but this time it's with the same activities. So all I need to do now is copy module 2's title, paste it there. If module 2 has different activities, I can create that activity. Like here I have a book. I can create my book and then just add my book activity there and replace the current activity. But for now, I'll do this for the rest of my modules. I'll duplicate this one. This becomes module 3. So there's module 3, module 1, module 2, module 3. I'll duplicate module 3. So there's module 4 now. I'll just paste that name in there. I have 4 modules now. I'll duplicate that one. That's module 4. I'll just go to 5 here. I'll change this. I'll duplicate that. 5. So we're on 6 now. Copy. I'll just paste it there and I'll duplicate this. Copy, and I'll just duplicate it there or paste it there. And then for my last one, I'll just duplicate this. Now for the last module, I usually create an assignment. So I'll add an activity or resource. I'll click on assignment, click on add, and this will be my health and safety essential training assignment. So this will be more a practical assignment. So, and they need to submit documents for this. I can have a description, I can have activity instructions, I can upload additional files that they need to download. I can set allow submissions from, due date, cutoff date, remind me, but I'll leave it on its default for now. I can specify the submission types. Should it be online text or should it be a file submission? I'll leave it on file submission. This means that they need to upload files for me to mark it. The maximum files, I usually leave it on 1. If If they need to upload more than one file, you specify it here. And then the maximum submission size, I'll usually leave it on 10 megabytes. That's more than sufficient. I can specify the file types, but I'll leave that for now. I can then specify the feedback. How will I provide feedback? Feedback comments, annotate PDF, or feedback files. So I can even upload the memo for them as feedback. I can also create inline comments. Then submission settings. Require students to click submit button, yes. And then require the students to accept submission statement, yes. It's just to make sure that it's their own work and they need to confirm that it's their own work. Allowed attempts, I leave it on 1. I don't specify group submissions. Then notifications. Notify graders about the submissions, yes. And then notify graders about late submissions. I'll leave it on no. And then default for notify students, yes. Then the grade is usually a point out of 100. I'll leave it on that. And then I'll leave everything on its default here. And then I'll make sure that completion conditions, if it's off on your end, just add requirements. They need to view the activity, make a submission, and receive a grade, any grade. I'll click on save and return to course. And there my 8th module will have an assignment there. If you prefer, this assignment should also be in module 6 or module 5. All you need to do is scroll down to where you see the assignment. Then just make a copy of the assignment, duplicate, and then drag it to where you want to add it. So I'll drag it. You can either drag it or you can click on the ellipsis and click on move. Then you specify to which module you want to move it. So in that particular module, you can click to expand the module, and then under which activity do you want that particular assignment. So it's just after the quiz. So I'll click on that and you'll see module 4 just under the quiz. There's our assignment, and you can remove the copy there. So now each module follows a certain structure. We have our intro page, our introduction page. Then we have our content, our activities, as well as our quiz with completion conditions. So each module now follows that particular structure. It's consistent, so it will reduce confusion and it will speed up development time. So you don't need to create one activity 8 times. You can create it once and then just duplicate it 8 times. But then you need to go into the activity and modify that activity for that particular module. So here's what we did today. We used AI to generate a full workplace health and safety course blueprint. We structured it according to 8 professional modules in minutes. And then we built a reusable Moodle shell using consistent module template. Now we're not guessing anymore. We're simply building the structure quickly and consistently. If you want my exact prompt pack for building Moodle courses faster, just comment prompts below in the comment section and I'll share it with you. In the next video, we'll use AI to generate the entire module's content, including the quiz question bank.